So we're going to make this card, and I adore this bicycle stamp. The stamp set we're going to use today is Sheltering Tree. There are so many different things you can do with this. Most everything that I've seen uses this image here with the leaves, of course, but we're not going to use the tree at all today. We're actually going to use the swoosh, Thinking of You, the leaf bit, and then we're going to use the bicycle. So really versatile set. You can do a lot of different things with it. So I'm going to start by telling you the size and types of paper that we're going to use today. I'll put this up here so you can still see. All right. So I have pre-cut all of my items here. So for the Whisper White, you'll need one piece that measures 1 inch by 3.5 inches. Hi Tammy, thanks for joining again. I'm so excited you guys are all joining me for all my videos today. It's been so much fun. The second piece of Whisper White we need is 3 by 5.25. And I'm using one of the new in colors. Again, this is Flirty Flamingo. It's such a fun, pretty color. This smaller piece here measures 1.25 by 3.75. And we have this piece here that measures 1.5 by 5.5. And then we just have a piece of smoky slate cardstock. It was a regular sheet cut in half at 5.5, and then score it at 4.25. So let's start with our background. And what we're going to need is the leafy bit from the Sheltering Tree stamp set and the smoky slate. So I'm just going to ink up my leaves, and we're going to use it actually as a background stamp. So I'm just going to stamp in the 4 corners, and I'm going to make them meet slightly. And you don't really have to get the middle at all because we're not going to see the middle. So and another here. Okay, so there's our background, and as you can see, it stamps a lot darker than it dries. So when it dries, it'll be this nice light kind of color. And I love stamping tone on tone, so I'm using smoky slate ink on the smoky slate cardstock. Dan, hey, thanks for joining. Glad to have you here. All right, so I'm going to stamp off, clean that up. I will need that again in a second. So the next piece that we're going to do is our sentiment. So I'm using the smaller piece of the Whisper White, and I have my Lovely Swoosh. So I'm going to, I'm stamping this off. So that technique, you ink it up, stamp off, and then stamp right onto your paper. So I want it a little bit lighter. I don't want it too dark. So that looks good. I love this swoosh. It's a really nice design. All right, so now we're going to use the Archival Stamp Pad, Basic Black. And we have our sentiment here, Thinking of You. And I'm going to stamp that right over my swoosh. Beautiful. Love it. Okay. Now, while I have my smoky slate still handy, I'm going to, what am I doing? You guessed it. I'm going to be daubing it up. I love daubing. It gives a soft edge. It adds a little bit more depth and interest to the card. I just really think it's cool. So I'm actually going to do quite a bit. There's daubing on every piece that's on our card today. So I'll try not to bore you too much, but So I did not add this piece to this one on this card, but I'm going to add it on the sample I'm making now because I just think that that would add a nice little something instead of having it plain. What do you guys think? Which one do you like better? You can emboss the background too with clear. Yes, you could emboss the background with clear embossing powder. That would look really cute. I'm not sure. Which one? I like this one. All right, I'm going to set those aside, and we are going to start on our DIY DSP. That is do-it-yourself designer series paper, and we will be using the cute little bicycle from the Sheltering Tree set. And I have a myriad of colors. So the first one is Flirty Flamingo, one of the new in colors. And next we have Melon Mambo from the Brights. Rose Red from the Regals. Sweet Sugar Plum, again from the 16-18 in colors. And we have Rich Razzleberry, which is another bright. So we will start with Flirty Flamingo. All right, good. I'm glad you guys like the extra pop of color. I didn't really think about it when I was doing this card here, this sample, but as I was cutting the pieces to get this one ready, I'm like, oh yeah, that needs to happen. All right, so there's our Flirty Flamingo bicycle. And we're just gonna go through, and I'm gonna have to clean off my stamp each time so that it's a nice clear image. And here's some Melon Mambo. This one is gorgeous. And you just want to stamp off the page a little bit too. So I started off the page slightly on here. Okay. Next up we have Rose Red. And I just love the variegated colors. I love using multiple colors on here. I think it gives a nice selection and showcases the colors well. And we'll do a little tiny wheel right there. Okay. And we have 2 more colors to go. Next we have our Sweet Sugar Plum. We'll go off a little bit further on this one. And a wheel. All right, 1 more color to go. This was one of my favorite colors before the new in colors came out. This is Rich Razzleberry, which is still a gorgeous color. And this is one of the older style ink pads. It's the felt tip instead of the sponge. And there we go. Okay, so there is our DIY Designer Series paper so far. And we're going to do a little bit more daubing around the edge of this guy so that we can start assembling. So we're ready to start assembling the card, and on here I've cut this Flirty Flamingo just a 1/4 of an inch wider than my DSP because I wanted to layer it, so I have about a 1/4 of an inch on the top and this side bit here. So I'm going to put some adhesive on here to get that onto this. I'm gonna try and line this up as best I can and get it just about as even on both sides, the top and the side here. All right, now before, where did I put my, oh, here we go. Before I adhere this down to the base of my card, I'm going to grab some linen thread. And we're going to be wrapping this around a few times and crisscross it as you go so that we get this fun X effect, like so. Okay, and then we'll just chop it off And we'll see if this time I can do a bow, because on the last video I was having a wee bit of trouble. So it's late in the day, it's just after 4. Been crafting all day, which has been wonderful but also tiring. So I am ready to lay down for a while, take a little nap maybe. All right, so we'll just tie a little knot and we'll attempt a bow. Let's see if we can do this. Hey, look at that! I did it! Woohoo! All right, I'll just shorten the tails a little, like so. Oh, and that one's, let's pull this little string guy out. There we go. Okay, cute, cute, cute. Cute so far, oh my gosh. All right, now we can adhere this down. A little bit of snail. Bedtime. Yeah, you know what? That's not a bad idea, Glenna. I might just go to bed. By the time I take a nap and wake up, I'll want to go back to sleep anyway. All right, so that's down. And now we can put this together. So I'm going to snail this down to the Flirty Flamingo. Beautimus. And we're going to pop it up with some dimensionals. And I like to do 3, 1 on each end, 1 in the middle. Make sure it really pops up. This is a super simple card. It could be used for a lot of different things, especially with the thinking of you. You could use it for a birthday, you could use it for a lot of different occasions, or just because. And there we go. Super quick and easy, simple, making your own DIY DSP. Thank you again for joining me today. I had so much fun doing all of these projects with you guys. I'm just going to do a little bit of a recap. So today was Stamping Saturday, the first in a series that I will be doing once a month, where we will make projects all day long, and I'll just get really crafty. These are the 4 that we did today. I want to thank all of you guys for sharing your time with me today. I hope that you join me again the next time I do this. I will be making most of these into YouTube videos and putting them on my blog, and there will be a link to my Facebook page